Yeah, hi, I'm Paul, that's paularcher.com. On the subject of presentations then, a lot of people ask me the questions, how do I encourage questions from the audience? And this might be particularly important if it's what you want to achieve in your presentation. There's 3 or 4 things that you need to be bearing in mind. Number 1, tell the audience how you want them to behave, if you like, when it comes to asking questions. Will you invite questions as you go along, and that's totally fine? Or will you wait to specified moments during the presentation to invite questions? It's usually depending on the size of the audience, isn't it, and how much time you've got. If it's a big audience, then you want to be controlling the time in which you take questions. If it's a small audience, more like a sort of a workshop sort of consultancy, then you probably want to have questions as you go along. It depends on your timekeeping as well. The second thing then is to organise your Q&A sessions whenever you do them. As I said, do them throughout the presentation, but if you want to have them at the end, have them towards the end. Don't have them at the end itself. I've seen it before where the presenters ask for questions and nobody has any questions. And then he or she, then the presenter sort of, okay, thanks very much for your time, bye. It's all a bit of a damp squid at the end. No, you should leave your call to action or your summary after the Q&A session itself. So whilst you're running the Q&A session, how do you get people to talk to you more then? How do you get them to talk to you? Well, you could ask 1 or 2 people in the audience to ask questions before you do your presentation. Maybe give them a question to ask. That's a pretty good way of doing it as well. I've done presentations where I've had index cards with lots and lots of questions on them. And I've just kind of gone out to people in the audience and asked them to pick a card. So they've actually picked a card with a question that I've already asked. So that's something you can do if that's right for you. When you actually handle the questions themselves, it's a bit like a tennis match. It's got to be quick. Now, when you watch tennis or table tennis, one person hits the ball, then the other person hits the ball, then they hit the ball, then they hit the ball. Somebody asks you a question, you want to answer it straight away, and then you say, next question. You don't want to have a one-on-one conversation with that person. That's the worst thing you can ever do. So it's quickly, yeah, that's the answer. Next question. Next question. Okay, anybody else got any questions? Really move it along as quickly as you possibly can. Other things about answering questions in presentations as well. Don't waffle on. Give a short, sharp answer and then stop. If somebody wants a bigger conversation, then you obviously can talk to them afterwards, can't you? So questions themselves are really, really important when it comes to operating a Q&A in a presentation. Hope you found that useful. Paul at paularcher.com.